in, everyone. Come on in because we are back, y'all. We are back for the Braxtons season 2, episode 1. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready for this? The Braxtons came on here saying they're ready to get their sisterhood back. I was thinking, Braxton sisters, y'all reminiscing about the good old days when y'all was tight and close. And really, honestly, how long ago was that? It's got to be at least, I don't know, Michael Jackson was alive, I bet. I bet Michael Jackson was alive the last time the Braxton sisters were close. They're not close anymore. And it don't look like, based on what happened in episode 1, it doesn't look like they're going to be close anytime soon. This time, they're all in a kerfuffle over TAMAR. They always mad at TAMAR. Well, they're going to really be mad at TAMAR because TAMAR has brought on her niece, Ashley, to tell her story. Now, we all know that Ashley has done a story about that she and her sister were touched. And also that Ashley had a very uncomfortable type of relationship with Trina's husband, Gabe. There's a lot going on. But as the weeks go by, the seasons go by, and the episodes go by, we're going to hear more and more about it. But right now, all the hoopla is over the fact that TAMAR invited Ashley on her podcast. And we find out that all these sisters, all of them, except for Trina. Trina said she didn't do it, but everyone else has basically admitted they sent to TAMAR a cease and desist. Even Tony sent a cease and desist to TAMAR. Well, listen, Tony's getting exposed. I'm going to tell you, Tony has tried to stay out of this mess, but you know what? Tony is over here referring to herself in the third person, talking about don't F with Toni Braxton. When you start referring to yourself in the third person, girl, what's going on? I wonder who y'all believe. Remember, there was a big old back and forth between TAMAR and Tony when TAMAR said, y'all are trying to silence Ashley like y'all tried to silence me when the very thing happened to me. We need to know what happened to TAMAR. TAMAR was obviously touched when she was a child. But here's the part, y'all. If it were just a random stranger who touched TAMAR, why wouldn't the family believe her, right? TAMAR comes to them and says, hey, I was touched by Jonathan, the guy down the street. There will be no reason why not only the sisters, but the mother, the father, everyone wouldn't believe TAMAR. So when TAMAR says when she spoke about the very thing happening to her, nobody believed her and no one supported her. That tells me that whatever happened to TAMAR was done by a family member, someone the family knew, and the family did not want to believe TAMAR. So TAMAR says, I'm not going to let what happened to Ashley happen to me. So I'm going to give her a voice. And obviously, that sent a lot of people to a place they didn't need to go. And TAMAR split everything. TAMAR said that even Toni Braxton sent her a cease and desist. And then what TAMAR said was Toni was sneaky and said she doesn't need to be on your podcast because your podcast is like the Chitlin circuit. What we need to do is we need to bring her on the show, this show, the Braxton show. And Toni said, you a lie. You a damn lie. And that's when she said, don't F with Toni Braxton. So what I want to know is, who do y'all believe? Do you believe Tamar or do you believe Tony? I'm going to tell you right now, and I know Tamar has done some wild things, including this last thing that she did, which was pretend that she got beat up and she was laying in a pool of blood, only for what I believe. Did y'all watch my video when I said what I believe really went on? What I really thought went on was similar to what's going on with Wendy Osefo and her husband, which is fraud. I'm going to tell you, it's just my opinion. I don't have no facts, no figures, no nothing if you watch my video. And let me tell you, when I watched this episode, I'm even further convinced of my theory. Like I said, I don't have no evidence because I don't know. I'm believing, as much as Tamar lies, do I believe that Tony wanted Ashley to come on the show? And I don't believe Tony wanted Ashley to come on the show because I think Tony has spent her whole life trying to cover it up. So I don't think that. But do I believe that Tony called Tamar's podcast the Chitlin Circuit? I do. I do. I do believe that. Now, Tamar got to sit down with Ashley. We didn't get to see the interview. We just saw her at dinner with her. And then a lot of the episode was geared towards Towanda, who's engaged. She done said it about 15 million times. I know Towanda wants this whole season to be about her. She want everything to be about her because she says she ain't never had no wedding. She getting married. And she's also telling Trina that she understands why Trina is upset that Tamar is giving Ashley a platform. And what she said was that Trina was a victim too. How's Trina a victim? Like if the whole kerfuffle is over the fact that Ashley was sort of preyed upon by Gabe, who's Trina's ex-husband, is Trina the victim because she was betrayed by Gabe too? Because Gabe was a slime ball and he was flirting with Ashley. Is that how Towanda believes that Trina's a victim because she was a victim of Gabe too? Well, if she's a victim of Gabe, then why is she protecting him? She should just come out and say, you know what, I was duped by him too. And now that he's, 6 feet in the ground, you know what? His name is mud. Like, why continue? If she's a victim of Gabe too, then why continue to try to protect Gabe's name? Oh, Towanda, it don't add up. It does not add up. But Towanda ain't thinking right because all she worried about is that she's engaged. And then they show her trying to be the next Tyler Perry, Towanda Tyler Perry, when she says she's going to act, direct, and what else? Produce this movie she's in, this Tubi movie. Poor Towanda, she grabbing at straws when it comes to making money. She is grabbing at straws. But I want to get back to what I told you my theory was about Tamar and why she woke up in a pool of blood. And how, isn't it ironic that she's now on tour singing and dancing around half naked after having a broken nose and all her teeth and lots of her teeth knocked out. I said it back then that what I believed it was for was to get plastic surgery and to get plastic surgery paid for because she was injured. You see, because if you're injured, then the hospital will pay for it because it's not cosmetic. It becomes mandatory. But I don't know if anybody believed me back then, but let me tell you what, now that you see Tamar on this episode where she admits that she just got her breasts done in January. Now we got her on here and she's doing a BBL, a butt lift with some injections. I didn't even know you can get butt lifts like this, y'all. I thought you had to go to a doctor. Tamar was in a clinic with a nurse practitioner with a bunch of syringes, and that woman pumped up her booty. I guess butt lifts have come a long way. You no longer need expensive cosmetic surgeons. You can just go to this little place where Tamar went, the med spa. And let me tell you something. She mentioned the full name of the place where she went, which tells me that they paid for paid advertisement on the show. So I suspect that Tamar's butt lift was free so that these people could get a free spot on the show and get advertised. And what I'm suspecting is that she wanted to get more work done, but she ran out of money. And so that's how she came up with the idea of waking up in a pool of blood so she can get her teeth fixed and possibly get a new nose. That's what I think. Because all of a sudden now, after everybody was down the throat of Tamar, have we heard anything more about waking up in a pool of blood? She miraculously looked okay. And like I said back then, I think it was just like Wendy Osefo and her husband. It was a form of medical fraud, attempt at medical fraud. Now, whether or not she was able to get away with it, I don't think she was. But she better be glad that we saved her, because after all of us here in the public got on her and told her that what she was talking about was a lie, I think she dropped it. She left it alone. And you know what? She ought to thank us, because if we didn't stop her from filing them fake claims with the health insurance company to get teeth fixed and nose fixed, she might just be like Wendy and her husband, Eddie, Happy Eddie, sitting behind bars. Tamar better say thank you to everybody. She really ought to say thank you. But so far, this episode was really about getting ready for the bombshell that's going to come up next. Toni says she's still in Vegas touring, making her money. And now Toni want to get into producing movies too. Toni about to come steal the limelight from Towanda. Poor Towanda. Towanda can't have nothing, because the minute Towanda comes, does anything, then comes another sister who's got more talent than her. She comes along and does it better. So now that Tawanda's got in the movies, she's acting, she wants to direct. Here come Toni entering into the foray, saying, I want to do it too. And of course, who you think is going to get more attention? Toni. Even though that idea she came up with was not a good idea. That woman sat in Toni's face and said, oh, that's a good idea. You ought to flesh out those ideas. Girl, Toni, she had some idea about a woman who was a star impersonating a man impersonating her. I don't know. It was some convoluted idea, Toni, and it wasn't a good idea at all. And all you're going to do is come over here and steal the limelight of Towanda. And poor Towanda going to have another meltdown about why can't nobody support her. I see it coming. I see it coming. I know they are all setting out to reclaim this sisterhood that they lost 15 years ago. But I don't think it's gonna be a love they're gonna be able to find, y'all, because honestly, it seems like they're moving further and further apart. And after this part about Ashley being on here drops, it's gonna be even worse. Even worse. But it's just heating up, y'all. So I really hope y'all will be watching this series with me. And we will be back for episode 2. Talk to y'all later. Bye.